Let's hear it for Assemblyman Isaac G. Bryan.
How we feeling today? I thought about sending in a video, but I figured we should spend as much time as we can in person with one another. The state of Black California is complicated right now because the state of our country is complicated right now. And I think it's important to note the progress that we've made, and we've made tremendous progress. In fact, just a few days ago, the governor signed a Bureau for American Descendants of Slavery into formal state law. There will be a formal bureau and agency dedicated to the repair of the harms of slavery in California now and thereafter, in no small part due to Senator Bradford, who's sitting here on the front row, and my colleagues in the Legislative Black Caucus. He also signed a pay raise for incarcerated firefighters, which I fought all year, because we know that for over 100 years here in California, we have still relied on slave labor. We know that the 13th Amendment freed us, except from the conditions of the criminal legal system, and that our labor could still be exploited everywhere around the country. When LA was burning, it was Black folks in orange jumpsuits who were working week after week after week to put out some of these fires, making as little as $10 a day. Now they will make the federal minimum wage. That pay rate goes into effect immediately. We also know that the governor has cared specifically about our communities here in South LA. See, I represent the largest urban oil field in the country. Many of you know it, the Inglewood oil field, the Baldwin Hills oil field. Last year, the governor signed legislation to close that field because it's not producing any oil. It's just lowering our life expectancies. It's increasing our rates of heart condition. It's giving our children asthma, and it's supposed to close by 2030. And even though that oil company is suing the state, they're suing the state because in that legislation, we required them to pay into a community health fund that can only be appropriated within 2 miles of the field. That's where we live. We've been harmed. We deserve that repair. That's environmental reparations. But it ain't all good, y'all. We know it's not all good. When the federal government cuts our health care, makes it harder for our students to get an education, cuts our veterans' benefits, cuts all of our social safety nets, erases our history out of museums, we're not okay. We know when they come for our undocumented brothers and sisters, but they are detaining them without due process, calling everybody a criminal, even folks who are doing nothing but fighting to survive and provide for their family, when they're rolling through our streets, South LA, with the military stationed up at the Home Depot on Slauson. That impacts us. That is our issue. When civil rights are being rolled back against anybody, they are civil rights that are being rolled back against us, and we can't stand for it. We have to stand up. We have to show out. That's also why I'm going to take a point of personal privilege and encourage all of you to vote for Prop 50. And the reason we have to do that is not because gerrymandering is okay. I chaired the elections committee for 2 years. I wrote legislation to require independent redistricting for every level of government after the LA tapes came out. No politician should be drawing lines. I believe that. You believe that. But what Donald Trump is doing is he's reaching into the blackest states in our union and drawing out our representation in the federal government. He is consolidating his power for all 4 years off the backs of our communities. And again, we can't just take that. We've got to stand up. We've got to squabble up. We've got to fight back. Prop 50 gives us that opportunity. We're going to fight fire with fire. We're not going to turn the other cheek on this one. My mama would be a little bit disappointed. But she also always taught me, if they swing first, you put them down. Our greatest weapon is our solidarity. No change in this country, no change in this state, no change in this city has happened without Black folks standing shoulder to shoulder with one another. And I tell you that because there are folks who would like to divide us. They are actively trying to divide us, to make you believe that you have less in common with your Black elected officials or your Black neighbor or that business down the street than you do with the oppressors in the White House. We have to stand together in this moment. And when folks see us standing together, that is when they show up with us. That is when the greatest solidarity that allows for the mass movements that have sparked real progress in this country, that's what's gonna make that change, because he's just getting started with the harm in the White House. So while the state of Black California is progress, it is moving, the future is uncertain. It becomes a lot more certain when I look in rooms like this. When I see you all gathered and I see you all ready to get active, know that I will be in Sacramento getting active with you. Thank you.